Welcome to MPC News. I'm your anchor, Josina Campbell.
And I'm Jessica Clary. Here are today's top stories.
In international news, a long-running feud between French intelligence services and Wikipedia over an entry on classified information appears to be over after France's efforts to obscure details about a military installation backfired, instead turning into an unexpected hit. In June 2010, French intelligence services learned about the entry detailing a military installation in southern France that, according to the site, could be part of the chain of command for nuclear weapons orders. France's efforts to get the entry pulled, including interrogating the head of French Wikimedia twice, backfired. In April, the entry topped the French site's popularity ratings. A rights group says a prominent Saudi Arabian activist has been detained after leading meetings to discuss political affairs and other issues in the kingdom. It was unclear whether Walid Abu al-Khair will face new charges or was placed in detention related to his ongoing trial on charges that including opposing Saudi Arabia's monarchy and ruling institutions. Finally, UN Security Council urges immediate access to Syria for desperately needed humanitarian aid. Back to you, Jess.
Some 800,000 government workers are enduring their first full day of no pay after they were sent home on furlough on Tuesday. And Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill are signaling that it may be weeks before a budget agreement is reached that would send non-essential government employees back to work. Democrats refuse to accept Republican attempts to change the health care law by attaching a measure to an emergency spending bill. House Republicans have been introducing bills to reopen small slices of government, such as national parks and Veterans Affairs, but Democrats have rejected the idea, saying it's unfair to pick winners and losers. GOP Congressman Peter King is pointing the finger at Tea Party-backed Republicans, telling MSNBC that they're trying to hijack the party. His spokesman says President Barack Obama isn't backing down from his refusal to negotiate changes in the health care law in return for reopening government. Obama has called Democratic and Republican congressional leaders to the White House later today. Spokesman Jay Carney says he'll be impressing upon them the consequences of the shutdown, but won't be offering any concessions. We now head to Alexandra Sovin with entertainment news.
This week in entertainment news, a jury has reached a verdict in a case claiming the promoter of Michael Jackson's comeback concert was negligent in hiring the doctor who killed him. The panel of 6 men and 6 women reported reaching a verdict on Wednesday, more than 5 months after the start of the trial that offered a look into the superstar's private life. Jackson's mother sued concert promoter AEG Live LLC over the hiring of Dr. Conrad Murray, who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter for giving Jackson an overdose of the anesthetic propofol in 2009. Katherine Jackson claimed AEG Live should have done a thorough background check on Murray. The company denied hiring Murray and said he had been picked by the singer as the doctor for his upcoming shows. AMC says Sunday's Breaking Bad finale sees a record-breaking number of viewers for the series. The concluding episode was seen by 10.3 million viewers. That was 3 times the audience for the mid-season finale airing a year ago. The network says an expanded 1-hour version of its Talking Bad discussion after show delivered 4.4 million viewers. The drama's popularity has soared during its 5-season run, while it's reaped acclaim at awards. At last week's Emmy Awards, it collected a Best Drama Series trophy and a supporting actress statuette for Anna Gunn, who played the wife of teacher-turned-drug lord Walter White opposite series star Bryan Cranston. We now head over to Emma Phillips with today's local news.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
This week in local news, students all over campus have been questioning the construction of the Wooster Science Building. To take a closer look, we have our reporter Dominique DeBartolo asking students questions on the scene.
Hi, my name is Dominique DiBertolo, and today we're here with WNPC-TV, and we're doing a story on the Wooster Science Building they are currently building on campus. And we're going to ask some students their opinions. Do you live on campus?
Yes, in Dale Hall.
Are you ever inconvenienced by the noise going on in the Worcester Science Building, like during classes?
Yeah, sometimes when I walk past, I'm on the phone and I have to like stop talking because it's like a drill hammer in the background.
Usually in the mornings and when I'm trying to study during the day.
Yeah, actually, we were just in class and we were like hearing a lot of construction. I don't know if it was from here, but I definitely heard it in Vandenberg.
Do you think that the Worcester Science Building is a good investment for SUNY New Paltz?
Maybe in the long run, but not right now. Probably it's been going on for what, 2 or 3 years, and it seems like it's never getting done.
I think so. I mean, we're mostly a liberal arts school, so promoting the science department in any way is usually good for us.
Should other academic buildings be reconstructed for specific majors?
Yeah, maybe if it's to help it, to improve it.
Maybe like the the college hall. Like I know a lot of classes, it's like old and it kind of smells bad and it's really hot. And then I feel like they should definitely renovate that.
When do you think construction will be completed on the Worcester Science Building?
I'm not too sure, but I've heard in maybe May 2014.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know anything about construction, but I don't know.
Hopefully by the end of this year.
It's going to be completed in 2016.
Oh, God.
Ian Brodsky, a recent New Paltz alum, came to have a sit-down interview with WNPC-TV this week to talk about his career after New Paltz. Ian graduated as a theater major in 2012 and recently appeared in the film Can a Song Save Your Life, alongside celebrities such as Keira Knightley, CeeLo Green, and many others. Let's take a look.
So after leaving New Paltz, you were cast in this film, Can a Song Save a Life? That's right. With huge stars like Keira Knightley, CeeLo Green. So can you tell us a little bit about the movie and your role in it?
Yeah, I actually shot the film between my junior and senior year, so I was still in school. It's okay. I was still in school at the time. Filming it was awesome, and it was my first acting job. So nothing against like these summer stock programs, but I thought my first anything would be like in the course of a summer stock, and the fact that it was this big major motion picture that's about to get like released to the States, I think next year. It was exciting, and like I learned so much just from being there because I had no knowledge of how to be in a film or be in that environment.
So did you have any interesting learning experiences while you were there?
Yeah, I mean, like you hear like people like, oh, well, they film out of order or like they do this, and it was just cool to learn exactly like what the process is and how they film, because like for example, like they took us and they film out of order because they shoot with who they have and then they work with who else they have and then they film it based on like availability and who's there to make everything convenient, I guess.
So this is an incredibly star-studded cast. Did you have any interesting experiences with any of the celebrities on the movie?
Yeah, I worked with Mark Ruffalo and Keira Knightley for the entirety of my time filming, and I remember my first day, my director was like, okay, we shot this party scene, and my director was like, okay, I want everybody here just be having a great time, and then he points at me and goes, I want you to be the drunkest person here. And so then like 10 minutes later, I just hear someone go, hey, drunk kid. I'm like, what? And Mark Ruffalo is stumbling through this crowd, and he's like, here's the thing about acting drunk. And he's giving me like this acting advice on like being drunk on screen, and I'm like, wow. like I just met these people like in hair and makeup, and now they're like giving me acting advice. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you get this part, and like what was your transition kind of after college, just like into the real world for your field?
Well, getting the part, I got the audition from my agent. And it's funny because I actually almost turned down the audition because I was working here that summer, and I had committed to an event, and then my agent told me what the project was, and I got off of work, and I got the role, and so that was really cool. Like it was something where I didn't like expect it, because I was like, oh, it's this big thing. Like, who am I to intrude? Yeah. And then I got it, so that's cool. And then after school, I was really lucky because I booked my first project right before I graduated, and I was able to do a show at the Midtown Theater Festival with a bunch of other New Paltz alums and current New Paltz students. So that was a nice way to get into the real world, getting to do something in my field right away. And ever since then, it's a constant, not struggle, but it's a constant like journey of auditioning and not hearing, and auditioning and hearing something, and then auditioning and not hearing again. And so it's always it's always just continuing on, and it's fun.
Well, on that, do you have any advice for New Paltz students that are looking to get into the field that you're in?
Yeah, I guess my advice would be don't let anybody tell you that you can't do what you want, because if you want it with every fiber of your being, you can get it. And I can speak from experience, and I'm still on my way to getting it, and that would be my advice, is just keep at it.
Okay, so finally, what's next for you? What are you looking to do?
We'll see. I just signed with a new agent recently, so that's really exciting, and he has a lot of clients like all over the field, and my managers are starting to really push me for TV and a couple more film roles, so hopefully I'll just be doing some great things soon, whatever they may be. I'm open to anything.
Awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us.
Finally, the New Paltz Student Association this week discussed funding for Campus Greek life. Many of the members of the Student Association were opposed to the idea, claiming that exclusive clubs that do not offer the same opportunities to the entirety of the student population cannot receive funding. Members also said supporting Greek life could also support hazing practices. That's all for local news. We now head over to Dominique DeBartolo with the weather.
This week is summer in the fall for New Paltz students. After an 80-degree first week of October, we head into a rainy weekend, but still high 70s. Next week, it's going to start to cool down, so make sure to grab your fall jackets and pumpkin spice lattes. Back to you guys.
And that's all for this week. From NPC News, I'm Josina Campbell.
And I'm Jessica Clary. Thanks for tuning in.